Oh! And welcome to a video where I'm going to attempt to sort the chaos that is my yarn stash. And at the same time, I thought it would be fun to share some of my new yarn favorites. So I did a video with my top 10 favorite yarns for knitting. And you seem to really enjoy that. And I have discovered lots of new yarns since then. So I figured, let me share some of those at the same time as I go through this huge stash of yarn. So the way I have stashed and kept my yarn, it's been in various boxes, or mostly in boxes underneath the bed. These huge boxes that I got from IKEA. And then in some various baskets around the house. And it's just not very good when you want to have an overview of what kind of yarns you have, what colors, and then what often happens is I go to the yarn shop and get a little crazy in there, and then I might buy the same yarns that I maybe had already, something similar, and I think, or the thing that I've used as an excuse is that I just didn't have a good understanding, or I'm not always sure what I actually have in my stash. This is the shelf we have to work with. So this is actually a shelf that I assembled a few weeks ago. It's one that I bought when I was living back in London. Then it was in my parents' attic. And I'm very proud to say that I was able to reassemble it. It's from IKEA, so if anybody's ever assembled IKEA furniture, you know that that can be a fun task. Anyways, I reassembled it only to realize that I had put some of the pieces wrong. Why does that always happen? I try to be very careful. Anyways, last night Yuki finally helped me, and now it's all right, and it's ready to get all my yarns that are currently on my desk in an absolute chaos. Some are in boxes, some are all over the place. The way I'm thinking I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna put kind of the yarns that I like the most on the top shelf. And some of the most exclusive ones, because when we sit in the couch on the other side there, you can see the top shelf. So I want that to be really pretty. Probably gonna try to go a little bit by brand and by sort. So maybe I'll have my Mohair yarns here. Yeah, the most exclusive ones up here. I have a lot of drops yarns. Then I have some kind of random ones. Well, we're gonna just see how it goes. Start somewhere and see how it goes. One of my absolute new favorites is Madeline Tosh Merino Light. Madeline Tosh Merino Light. It's 100% superwash merino wool, and they're hand-dyed yarns. And I just want to knit everything they have, like every color, something. I love the names of them as well. This is called Horn. This one was called Barbara Deserved Better. I have one that is called Kawaii. And I used Madeline Tosh as a base in this sweater that I made a whole video about as well. It's called the Dirty Caramel Sweater, and it's a pattern that is going to be featured in my upcoming book in the fall. So there's going to be a pattern for it, but I really enjoyed working with this yarn. It's super, super soft. And just because it's hand dyed, so it has all that vibrancy. And it's, I believe, yeah, this is like a single, so it's like a single ply. And it is a super wash, which I know sometimes super wash yarns can expand a lot when you wash them, but I actually paired it with some mohair, like silk mohair blend, so I didn't feel like it expanded that much, or I don't feel like, at least yet, I've had any issues with it. And I just think they're super, super gorgeous. Absolutely love them. And also because they have, in one skein, there's like 384 meters, so that's 420 yards. So you can get away with probably like 2 or 3 for a whole sweater. Which, I mean, they are pretty expensive, at least here in Finland, but so worth it, I think, and just for just how unique they are. So definitely one of my absolute new favorites, and these definitely deserve to go on the top shelf, I feel. Also, like, it's becoming very clear that I don't really know how I'm gonna organize these yarns. I think I'm just gonna try to get them all in there, and then probably when, like, it's a little bit when you move house. At first you put things in some places, and then probably you're gonna like reorganize and stuff when you can see that, oh, this didn't work, but you have to start somewhere. Okay, next favorite is Life in the Longgrass. I love their yarns. I have two different type of ones. I have one which is a fine sock, which is a 75% superwash merino and 25 nylon. So this is great for socks, for example. And then I have this other one as well, or I have a few different ones, but the one I have in like a proper skein is this one called Antique. And this one is a 100% super wash merino, and I feel like the color palette is super gorgeous. It's also really soft and just so delicate colors, and I don't know, just like makes me want to knit everything and get one skein in each color and make like a crazy rainbow sweater or something like that. And again, they're really generous. So in 100 grams, there's over 435 meters in the fine sock one, and in this one there's also 366 meters. And I love to pair merino with some silk mohair because I really feel like that gives it a really nice halo, and also because the silk mohair makes it a little bit thicker, so then I can use like a 4 or 5 millimeter needle instead of like a 3 millimeter needle, which will just, yeah, that would take a long time to knit a whole sweater in. The next yarn I want to share is Knitting for Olive. Now, I did share these actually in the first video I did with favorite yarns, but back then I only think I talked about their silk soft mohair, but now I've had the pleasure of trying their merino as well, and they have for each silk soft mohair, you can pair it with the exact same shade of the merino, or at least I think they have all of them. The same shades in merino, and it just becomes so soft, and I love the texture and I love their colors. A lot of them are kind of these like more broken, kind of muted colors, but they're just so gorgeous, and they have like probably like 15 different shades of kind of cream and white, which is just like the dream, because then you can get exactly the shade that you are after. So their merino, I've only used their merino. I know they have a double merino as well, so I've actually used sometimes 2 strands of merino, 1 silk mohair, and also tried 1 strand of merino and then 2 silk mohairs, and of course then it gets a little fuzzier, but both work really well. I've used that with 5 millimeter needles and got really nice texture. I'll try to show some here. This is a sweater I knitted for my book, and I don't want to share or show the whole sweater yet, but I'll show some sneak peeks here so you can get an idea of what kind of texture it produces. Alright, so I think I need a silk mohair merino shelf. A yarn called Indiecita, which is 100% alpaca from Filcolana, and then they also have one called Arwetta, which is 80% superwash merino wool and then 20% nylon. And Filgolana is kind of a new brand for me, or I have seen these a lot of times before, but I haven't used them that much, but I actually love them. I don't know, there's something with both of these qualities, the Arwetta and Indiecita, that, I don't know, they come in this kind of sausage and there's something which I find really nice about it, and they have gorgeous color palettes, so many different colors, really affordable as well, which I think is a really good point for them. And I've again paired them with some silk mohair because that's kind of what I'm into at the moment, but you could also knit, I mean, anything really with the 100% alpaca, like sweaters and hats and gloves and all of that. And then I think this one that has a bit of a nylon works really well if you want to make socks as well. But I actually knitted a whole sweater with this one, in the Arwetta one that has a little bit of nylon, because just because there's nylon in it, I don't think that means you only can knit socks. Like, certainly I don't. I mean, it's more I go for like the color and of course how it looks, and I mean, it's good to think about the properties of the yarn as well, depending on what you're going to use it for. But yeah, just a really good recommendation. So if you have those, or if you're looking at them or thinking about them, I can definitely recommend it. And again, I feel like one skein, I think I used for a sweater maybe 5 to 6 skeins when I was using it with a silk mohair. So again, that's not a huge investment because I think one of these skeins cost maybe like around €6. So yeah, a very affordable, nice yarn. And actually, speaking of Filcolana, also they have Filcolana Tilia, which is a 70% kid mohair, 30% silk. Now, I haven't actually used this yet, so I haven't knitted with it yet, but I got so many people recommending this. I don't remember if it was on Instagram or under the last YouTube video, so I just had to try it out. And they again have really nice colors, and I feel like it's really, really soft. So can't wait to knit with this. I'm gonna pair these two with this one, and I think that's gonna be so nice. Alright, I feel like I've made some pretty good progress. I've really stacked up on the bottom shelves and put yarns that I don't maybe are gonna use that often. Let's see how it goes with the cats. And I still have quite a lot of space up here on the top shelves, so I have to see what I'm gonna do about that. But I mean, there's still lots of yarn to go, and for sure I'm not gonna be able to fit everything into this shelf. That's okay, I'll put some back under the bed. But time for another yarn favorite. This one I picked up, or actually these two ones I picked up when I was in Lisbon a few weeks ago in a shop called Rettrosaria, Rosa, Pomar. I'll put the Instagram link here. They had so many gorgeous yarns, that they have their own yarns that I'm definitely going to be ordering online. I just wasn't sure what kind of project, because they had like really kind of like more like rustique kind of wools, like these 2-plies and stuff. So the colors were gorgeous, but I didn't really have a project at that time. So I just got overwhelmed and wasn't able to decide. But I did choose some other ones, and I've actually had some of these skeins before. So one is from Manos del Uruguay. This one is an extra fine merino plus silk, and it's kind of a light color, but then it kind of shifts in kind of a beigey, almost like a little bit pinkish hues, and I think it's so gorgeous. And it's again super, super soft. And let me see, yeah, 70% merino wool, 30% silk. Not sure what this color is called though. Doesn't say. No, porcelain. Porcelain is this color. So super, super gorgeous. Can't wait to knit maybe a scarf or then a sweater, like use some of this for a sweater. And then the other one is this one, and this is from Malabrigo, and I believe it was called worsted. I have the tag somewhere. Oh, and now there's like cat hair in it. But I really like it because this is a little bit thicker. And I got it in this, I think this was called sealing wax, this color. I'm thinking maybe of just making a beanie with it. It's again super, super soft, and red is not a color that I don't think I've ever, no, maybe once I've needed something in red, but not in this kind of dark red, and I just got this like longing for a dark red. And while we're on the subject, the last yarn that I picked up from this Rosa Pomar shop was from Cing Fiber. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correct, but I'll put the Instagram handle here. And this one is so eclectic. It was called Melted Suri Alpaca, and this color I think was Jazzy, and I've actually used a little bit of it in a sweater that I'm currently working on. It's like such a fun mix of colors. She has also in the local yarn shop here called Snurre in Helsinki. They have her fibers, or I believe it's one person, I think in London she's based, who makes them. That's why I said she. Yeah, they're just like so fun and playful and colorful, and this melted suri is just so, so soft. I don't know, maybe this is gonna be enough for a hat, or then I'll make like some crazy sweater and use some of this in it. Really excited to try it out, and maybe then hopefully I can order some more from her because I only have one skein. All right, now tackling the last bit of the shelf. Okay, I have a bit of a problem now because now some of the shelves are really jam-packed, and these ones are not that jam-packed. And this one that is probably like at optimal height, it's kind of empty, so I have to think about, maybe I have to like redistribute some of it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use one of these boxes for kind of scrap yarns, because I have so many like little pieces like this that I don't want to throw away, but I don't want to put them on the shelf either, so I'm just gonna have like a scrap box, or maybe two. One yarn that I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the previous video was Cascade. I think it's called Cascade like 220. Wait, it says here probably. Cascade Cascade 220 heathers, and then I think there's also like Cascade 220, which aren't like a heathered one. They have been with me for so long. I used to make all my colorwork sweater with them, and I've kind of refound them a little bit. Like I came back to them. Okay, this is a sneak peek. I actually knitted these mittens with them, just with like scrap yarns that I had left over. And these are called the lollipop mittens. They are going to be in the book, you guessed it. But yeah, it's a yarn that for many years I didn't knit so much with, but now I kind of found it again. So I just wanted to also mention that one because again, it is super affordable and I'm pretty sensitive to itchiness, but I think this, for being 100% wool yarn, like this is not itchy at all. So, and they have so many gorgeous colors and affordable. So I really like them and I haven't had any problems with like piling, or anything like that. So just wanted to mention them, and they are going to be on the top shelf because yeah, they are really popular right now. Ta-da! Hooray! I am done. Oh, it just makes me so happy, so satisfying to see all my yarns in one place. I can just take a glance and see what I have. Well, maybe not a glance, I do have to some of them because I have them in 2 or 3 stacks, but you know, you do what you gotta do. The best thing would be to have maybe like boxes or some kind of a divider, so that's gonna be like Yarn Shelf 2.0, but for now I'm really happy with how it turned out. And this brings me to some of my last favorite yarns, which one is Hedgehog Fibres, which I can't believe I haven't talked about before, because Hedgehog Fibres, I have been using their yarns for many years and love their colors. One of the recent ones I picked up was this one. It's called Coral. I have the label for it here. Skinny singles, and this is the color Coral, and this is 100% merino wool. You can kind of see that I'm going through like a merino wool phase for sure. And this is made in Ireland, and I wanted to show you. So this is something I started to knit while I was in Portugal. It's knitted in brioche stitch, and here I did 2-color brioche stitch, and this was actually going to be a mitten, but now because I like how it looks so much, so I'm actually thinking that maybe I should make a sweater out of it. Let me know in the comment below if you think I should make a sweater and if I should make that into a pattern. And I've combined it then with one strand, or this white stuff that you see, one strand of Sandnes Garn Silk Mohair. This is the thicker version. They also have like a Thun Silk Mohair, which is a thinner one. And then the Madeline Tosh Horn, also the Tosh Merino light one. Yeah, I just really like how it looks, so I think I'm going to make this into a full-blown sweater. And then I still have, I feel like I didn't talk about, oh yeah, this one. This is, oh, the label is a little bit wonky. It's called Angel by Permin. Not sure, it's a Danish brand, at least it says here DK. And this is also a silk mohair. Let me see how much it has. 70% mohair, 30% silk, but it's also super soft. Yes, it's a little bit expensive, but you do get 210 meters in 25 grams. And I'm at the moment like doing a crazy fuzzy sweater. I'm using 5 strands of silk mohair held together on, I think I'm knitting it on 8mm or 9mm needles. Now I'm not completely sure. But I'm making like just a garter stitch cardigan. Maybe we'll make that into a pattern. At least gonna show you how it turns out when I finish it. But I did like this Barbie pink color. It just spoke to me, so I had to get some. And then I'm actually pairing it with this Viking Garn Kid Silk. I don't know. I don't think this is maybe as soft as some of the other ones, but they do have really gorgeous colors. So also like a definitely good kid silk mohair, I think. Oh, and lastly, I'm not sure if I spoke about these before already, but along Avec Anna, let me go to my little yarn shop here. So along Avec Anna's yarn, they also have, or she has, a super soft silk mohair and also a merino, and she just released some new colors, and I think a heavier merino. And yeah, they're just like the softest silk mohair I've ever I think, experienced, and the colors are really delicate. Really love the branding. So those are also definitely a new favorite of mine that I didn't mention in the first video. All right, so I ended up with one box for my scrap yarns. Then there is one box with kind of random singles, and then some yarns that I don't think I'm going to be using right now. And then all of the rest is in my shelf. So satisfying. When you were a kid, I at least used to love to make like a little shop. Like I would take all my clothes or all my toys or whatever, and I would put prices on them. That's how I feel right now. I feel like I have a little yarn shop that I made, like a makeshift yarn shop in my home. And I'm 34. Well, you take the little joys of life. I really hope you enjoyed this video and got some good tips from these yarn recommendations. I'm going to put a link for each of the manufacturers in the description below. Also, I was wearing the Sunday brunch sweater. There is a free pattern if you would like to make this. It's made with drop swish, which is a really chunky and really soft yarn, so it's really quick to knit. And I've also made a whole video showing how to do it if you've never knitted a sweater before. All right, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and you can always come say hi. I'm over at Kutovakika on Instagram. Hope to see you there. Bye!